Okay, namaste. I'm just going to chant a little bit before class officially begins. And so you can just relax a little bit. So get totally set up here. And if you want, put a little hello in the comments. Nice to know who's out there. All right. Turn this away from the mic a little bit. Shringadachira Sushumna Patijiva Shriram Paramashiva Hadiyojiyam Swaha Om Yam Linga Sharira Shushaya Swaha Om Brahm Sankocha Shariram Dada Swaha Om Paramashiva Sushumna Patena Morashingata Mosalasa Jvala 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 Soham Ham Saha Swaha Om Asurike Vajrike Hita Swaha Om Hring Mritikaya Namaha Pat Om Prithvi Tvaya Chitalaka Devi Tvam Vishnu Nadrata Pancha Marya Nondevi Pavitra Kuruchasana Om Purve Rakshita Govinda Hagyam Gadgadvaja Yam Yam Rakshita Baraho Nasi Nastu Nairite Varyam Keshavu Rakshit Vayabhya Madhusudanaha Uttari Shridharo Rakshit Ishane Bhugaradhara Varvargo Vardhano Vrakshtastacha Trivikramaha Evam Dastasho Rakshit Vasudeva Janardanaha Om Okay, so yeah, looks like a little lighter crew today, and just want to know who's out there actually, because I don't know if the one person is me or if someone is actually, on the stream. And so, if you could just put a little comment out there and let me know. Let me know who's out there. That would be appreciated. Otherwise, I may shift things here a little bit. So, okay. Thanks, Tammy. Yeah, nice to see that you're here. And yeah, a couple of other people jumping on. Put a little comment out there. Let me know who's here. Just want to check in with the Sangha here today, check in with the community. Yeah, and today I've titled our class today, The Eternal Union, Breath and Chitta. Breath and Chitta. And what we kind of understand from the yogic teachings, the yogic perspective, is that the breath and our mind and our prana, kind of three legs to the stool, hi Eric, are all connected. So our breath, our prana, and our chitta. And the chitta we've been working with this last week. The chitta is our individuated conscious field. And what I would like to add, for our practice today, and something that I've been kind of navigating here, is when I, way back first started practicing yoga, one of the things that came to me over time, I guess would be the best way to put it, was the subtlety of the breath and how it influenced my mind, body, spirit complex. And what I learned is the more subtle my breathing was, the more peaceful my mind and my heart were, if you will. And in that effort to breathe subtly, then there's just this automatic sense of presence that unfolds because you're really involved in, if you will, some management of how you breathe. And it's particularly useful on the exhalation, particularly useful in the exhale. So we'll take a kind of an inhale, and then sometimes the exhale just leaves the body, right? Because the nervous system is saying, I need the air. And so, keep pumping the fresh oxygen through. But for the yogi, if we can extend that exhale and manage it somewhat, there's a great sense of purification that can happen to the nervous system and to the prana as well. And that was kind of my discovery, is that I started to really slow down my exhalations in my asana practice. And when that happened, it was certainly challenging. It's not like it's an easy thing to do, particularly when the body is demanding, fresh oxygen, if you will. But when one does it, the purification and the power of the breath is very, very significant. And then what goes on is then our breath becomes more subtle, and then our mind becomes more subtle. And that's really what I want to talk about. So much in our yoga asana, we're breathing, and the breath can be course, if you will, labored even, or, teachers say, do the Ujjayi pranayama, which is a heating breath. It may not necessarily serve our highest purpose, if you will, right? And what I would say is the more refined our breathing can become rather, the more refined our mind is, and the more peaceful our mind becomes. And I would say, particularly now, there's so much heat and energy in the creation, and people's minds are just seemingly disorganized, if you will, and one way to create just like this fabric of the being, the container of ease, is just breathe really slow and really, really peacefully. And you can just feel how that feels, So that'll be some of the fabric of our condition. I'm just going to slip back to my mat, and some of the process that will unfold particularly in our asana practice. But then when we develop it there, when we step back then into our pranayama practice and more our meditation practice, the breath has already been trained to be subtle, kind of shallow, actually. Is really beneficial, short, and very illuminated, very light, if you will. So kind of work with that here, and just get comfy in your seated position here, of course. And then just to begin, let's just take our right hand and place it on our low abdomen here. And as you inhale, let the belly extend outward. And then as you exhale, let the belly just gently float towards the spine. So you're just inviting this diaphragmatic rhythm in your breathing. And the belly breath is particularly useful to, de-escalate our sympathetic nervous system, or allow for the parasympathetic system to appear. In other words, moving from, fight or flight to something that's, integrated and congruous and peaceful. And then gently just let the hand release back to the knee or the thigh here. Continue the belly breath, though. And then we'll gently begin to lengthen your breathing to the full yogic breath. We know we initiate the inhale the same way. Belly extends, ribs, chest. So full breath in, and then gently, very slowly exhale the breath out. And get used to that pattern of slowing the exhale and then also extending it, so have a bit of courage sometimes it takes to go to the very bottom of the exhale. And then let the inhale come in slowly. And sometimes when we test, if you will, the bottom of the exhale, the nervous system pings at us a little bit, it vibrates, it's the body's calling for air. And in that moment, when that sensation appears, it's even challenging or maybe a little difficult, is the moment of the transformation of our nervous system. purification of our prana, strengthening of the nadis, the subtle body channels. Just continue the deep yogic breath here. Same set of circumstances, lengthening the exhale out is comfortable. And then let a little intention, come in for your practice here this afternoon, whatever it may be. Oh, yeah. And we'll chant a couple of Oms here as an invocation to our sadhana here this afternoon. Just bringing hands to prayer, just kind of feeling deeply into your intention, and exhale the breath completely, and then inhaling. And again, another nice big inhale, chanting Om. Om. So very nice. Okay, friends, so thank you so much for that. And now we'll stay in the seated position, but I'm going to remove my seated support. Always going to do that. So we ground the sits bones onto the earth here and move some of the equipages out of the way here. And then let's interlace the fingers and extend the palms out. And then with an inhale, float the hands and arms up, letting the shoulders and the upper back begin to warm just a little bit. And then take a nice big inhale. And then exhale, slowly round and release the hands and arms down very slowly. So you're moving with kind of the length of the breath, if you will. And then inhale, float the hands and arms back up. You'll have to find your own pacing here, of course. But the suggestion is right, a slow, peaceful, smooth, rhythmic exhalation. And then same as you inhale. And you'll find that, it can be challenging, say, to otherwise slow your practice down, moving from what it may, otherwise have oriented. But it's really powerful for the material of the mind field, if you will, the Chitta. Yeah. And so this idea then is, where the breath goes, prana flows, and the mind goes, right? And so the three legs to the stool. And if the breath is subtle, then the mind will become subtle. And then prana slows down, actually. And it's, again, they're all kind of collaborating. Let's meet at the top here. And then gently release the hands and arms down. And just notice if any of that was a little challenging. So shoulder height here, and we'll just twist the arms. Because it can be. That's the thing. I mean, it can be challenging to slow down because all of a sudden our otherwise orientation was different. Little swimming of the arms here. We find some fluidity that way. That's it. And then inhale, float arms up a little higher than the right arm under left. So eagle arms Elbows out and up, shoulder blades down the back, and then just give the head a little bit of a stir here. So I'm just going to kind of pivot to cueing our breathing fairly constantly here this afternoon. Neutral head, inhale slowly, float the hands and arms open. And exhale, releasing, slowly switching it out, the left arm under the right, again, bending elbows, forearms, palms come together, elbows out and up, shoulder blades down the back, little stretch of the head. And I kind of discovered too, is like, if we really want to be peaceful, if you will, in the mind, then we have to kind of like orient all of our affairs that way, and how we move and how we breathe are really primary. So neutral position with the head here, and then inhale, float hands and arms wide. Exhale, slowly release them behind you. The fingers interlace here. Let the head, the arm bones draw back. Breathe deeply. Let the ribs open with deep breathing. And just give yourself the time to exhale slowly. There's no rush. Yeah, just slowing down the pacing here, yeah. And then gently release the grip of the hands, and then we'll extend the right arm out like so, and then inhale, float left arm up. Exhale it over the head. Really breathe, get some length here. You can see I'm lifting the shoulder girdle, getting some length inside body. If you want a little more, you can bend that right elbow. Heart spins open. And then exhale your breath completely when you're ready. And then inhale, float on up. Exhale the arm down slowly. And then this right palm turns up, inhale, float arm up. Exhale it over. Breathe deeply. Again, get some extension. Heart spins open. Gaze can even go up if you like, a little bend in the elbow. Stay with your breath. Oh, yeah. And then gently inhale, float on up. Exhale, slowly float the hand and arm down. Take a minute here. Take a big inhale. Hold the breath in. And very slowly exhale. And have the courage to find the very bottom of your exhale. Oh, yeah. And then gently we'll come off of the seated position. So thank you for that. The pacing of that beginning of our practice here. And then just extend one leg behind you, just to kind of unravel the knees and the hips a little bit. And then switching it out, the other one. And then let's just circle the hips here, say in a clockwise fashion, and let the breath be inclusive in the practice. So as you draw forward, inhale, and as you draw back, exhale. And just find this place where it's like you're swimming in the body, and the breath is just kind of carrying the experience entirely. It's almost as if the body becomes surrendered to your breathing. Yeah. Really nice. And then gently here, we'll meet in downward facing dog. So just come on up. Yeah, we'll be doing some moon salutations today in honor of the coming full moon. Adding a little bit of movements here that's suitable, and breathe deep. Oh, yeah. And again, really find this place where you're extending the exhalation. And then take a nice big inhale when you're ready. And then gently release to the knees. Exhale, we'll come into child's pose here. Hips to the heels. You can float the hands and touch back to the ankles, forehead to the earth. Breathe into the belly. Oh, yeah. And then gently inhale to tabletop here. Come on up. And then exhale, pivot back into downward facing dog. Again, just breathing deeply. It's almost like we commit the practice to the breath. And gently walk the feet to the hands here. Forward folding. Ooh, yeah. Just lengthening through the crown of the head. You can stir the head, yes and no. Maybe grab opposite elbows, feeling into that. A little traction for the spine. Oh, yeah. Ooh. And then gently inhale. Flat back here, so lengthen from tail to crown. Feeling that, and then take a nice big inhale. And then exhale, lengthen out as you fold down, chin tucks, hands release here at the bottom. Yeah. And again, inhale, heart to half lift. Exhale, folding. And then one more of these. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, folding. Put a little bend in the knees, and we'll send now the left leg back into the lunge and ground the left knee. So Chandra Namaskar. And I know I do this a lot. So moon salutations is just really such a sweet practice. And full moon rhythms coming up here. So just sink into the front leg knee. Going into that, let the torso draw back, chin tucks, and then float the arms up. Let the palms face forward here. Yeah, and then allow for the shoulder blades to just hug the back ribs a little extra, feeling into that. So heart is flourishing. And then with an inhale, bend the elbows. Again, breathing deeply, slowly on the exhale. Oh, yeah. And then inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, float hands and arms down. We plant hands on either side front foot, and then the right knee meets the left knee. Come back, and then inhale, come to stand on the knees. Reach real tall here, toes spread. Core is active, palms forward. Lean back into it a little bit if you like. And then inhale, reach to the sky, and very slowly exhale, float into child's pose. So just kind of manage your descent, manage your exhale. Hands earth, forehead earth, hips, heels, child's pose. Just relaxing, but continue to practice extended exhalation. Oh, yeah. And then gently, we'll inhale, float onto the belly. So just pivot forward, a little bend of the elbows, come onto the tummy. And then Bhujangasana, this cobra pose, float on up here. Shoulders move away from the ears, just use the muscles in the back. Stay with the breath. And then take a nice big inhale. The exhale, float the forehead, torso down. And then inhale, float on up. And exhale, float down. And then one more time, inhale, float on up. Exhale, float down. Slowly. And then ground the hands, lift the hips up. And so we come out the same way that we went in. So first, child's pose, relaxing. Just again, really connecting to the extended exhalation. And then when you're ready, inhale, come to stand on the knees here. The hands and arms float over the head. Just reach it. Oh, yeah. Nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. And then we step this left foot forward. And then sink into this front knee. And then inhale, float the arms. Palms face forward. Just lean back into it. Stay with the breath. Yeah. A nice big inhale. And slowly exhale. Draw forward the back foot steps to the top of the mat, forward fold. Oh, yeah. And then inhale, half lift, pause. Little micro bend the knees and then flat back to standing. Inhale, reach hands and arms over the head. Stay with the breath and then gently float the hands down by your sides here. Palms turn open. You can close the eyes. Little micro bend in the knees, helpful. And just notice that demand on your breathing. And the quest here is to breathe fully, but really extend, right, the exhalation. Very nice. And just gently open the eyes here, and then inhale, sweep hands and arms up, so reach. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forward. And then sending now the right leg back into the lunge, right knee grounds. And then inhale, float on up with the torso and the arms, sink into that front leg, knee. Stay with the breath here. And a nice big inhale. Slowly exhale, hands to prayer. And then we twist to the left. So that right elbow is on the outside of the knee or thigh, sinking armpit to knee. Breathe deep here. Stay with the breath. Oh, yeah. And then a nice big inhale. And exhale, gently release the twist here. And then the hands plant, inhale, straighten the front leg. And exhale, bow over the extended leg. Yeah, a little stretch of that left hamstring. And then gently bend the front leg knee. And then just slip this left knee to meet the right knee. So back into Chandra Namaskar. Inhale, float on up, reach in. Palms forward, core is active. Yeah. And then inhale, reach to the sky. And then again, slowly exhale. Folding forward into child's pose. Just really manage your descent, manage the exhalation, that again, a sense of peace come into the mind. All the while continuing to just collaborate with the extended exhale. And then when you're ready, again, we pivot forward, make our way onto the belly. For Bhujangasana, Cobra pose, float the torso, shoulders pivot away from the ears. Come on up. Stay with the breath. Oh, yeah. And a nice big inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the torso, forehead. And then inhale, lift the hips up. And slowly exhale back into child's pose. So we're just slowing everything down. Movement links with breath, breath extended and very paced and slow. And then gently inhale, come to stand on the knees. Again, the hands and arms reach up. Breathing deeply. Nice big inhale. Exhale, slowly hands to prayer at the heart center. Then we slip this right foot forward and just sink into this foot. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Stay with the breath here. Yep, nice big inhale. And exhale, hands to prayer. And then we'll twist to the right, the left elbow on the outside of the near thigh. Breathing into the belly. And a nice big inhale. And exhale, gently release the twist your hands, plant. And then with an inhale, straighten the front leg. And exhale, bow over the extended leg. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then gently inhale, bend the front leg knee. And then the back foot steps to the top of the mat. Forward folding. And then gently half lift here. Pausing, little micro bend the knees. Elbows lift, flat back to standing we go. Reach arms over the head, real tall. And then bring hands down by the sides, the palms open to the front. Little micro bend in the knees here, and just relax and feel. Continuing to be mindful of your exhale. Really nice, everyone. Ooh, and then just gently here. Hinge at the hips, so forward fold, just come on down, forward fold. Half lift. And hinging and folding and stepping back into down dog. Down dog. Yeah. And then let's just gently release to the knees here. I'm going to turn to face the camera here. And then take this right foot on the outside of the left knee. A figure 4 is being created. We do this. The toes tuck under or the top of the foot you choose. And then just gently let the elbows bend and then just sink here. Balance on the forearms. Just breathe deeply and slowly. And then gently we'll come out of this, and obviously we'll just simply switch this out. So take this left foot on the outside of the right knee, figure 4, toes tuck under on the top of the foot here. And then once again, just sink onto the forearms. Relaxing. Really nice. Yeah. And then just gently inhale, come on up to neutral. Then we'll meet back into downward facing dog. Yeah, and then float when you're ready. Float the right leg, hip height here. Really extend the foot and leg back. And then take the leg higher. Let the hip naturally spin open. Work the foot straight to the sky. And then bend into that right knee. Track it over towards the left. Breathe in. And then, straighten the leg. Gently release it down. We'll switch this out. So slowly moving, still slowly breathing. And then the left leg floats. Higher still. Hip opens. Work the foot straight to the sky. Then bending now that left knee. Track it over towards the right. And then, straighten the leg. Exhale, gently release it all the way down. Inhale your breathing. And then exhale to the knees. Slowly to child's pose once again. Child's pose. Hands back to the heels here. This time, forehead earth. And then very gently here, just inhale, come on up. We'll establish our seated position for our pranayama and meditation practice. You just take a moment here, get obviously comfortable. Oh, yeah. Once your seated position is established, just take a few rhythmic, full yogic breaths here. And then just relax your breathing. Just take a moment here and just relax into the seated posture. Let it become very stable, feeling very grounded. We'll begin our pranayama practice by Nadi Shodhan. We know this is nerve cleansing practice, or also, of course, alternate nostril breathing. As a little reminder, we bend the index finger and the middle finger into the palm of the hand. The thumb and ring finger extends. When you're ready here, we'll begin the practice. Bring right hand to the face. I plug the nostril instead of closing it, so I'll stick my thumb in the very end of the nostril versus crushing it closed. Let me try that technique. Begin when you're ready. So we know the full yogic breath here, inhaling through the left nostril. And when you're ready, get to the top of that, lift the thumb, take the ring finger, plug the left nostril, and very slowly, pacing again, exhale through the right nostril. Going to the very, very, very bottom of that breath, and then inhaling through the right nostril. And then when you're ready, closing right nostril, exhaling through the left. That we know that constitutes one round. Just continue the practice Nadi Shodhan as time permits, being very mindful of your exhalation. And if you like to extend it, slow it down a little bit. Notice any tendencies to accelerate the practice in any way, and just pivot back into a sense of ease and extension and peace. As you continue the practice now, begin to pause just briefly at the top of the inhale and also the bottom of your exhale. And allowing the inhale then to come in slowly as the belly then reinflates. And just notice if there's any heat that builds or any vibration that builds, any sensitivity. And that's kind of what we want. Testing the end of the exhalation, the beginning of the inhale, the nervous system. This is how we begin to manage the reaction and response. Right? Instead of reacting to the nervous system, we're bringing a little bit of a container of management. Staying with your practice. And then just listening carefully here. Cycle through wherever you are, but by exhaling out the left nostril, we'll complete the round that we're on. And just relax here. Okay, so now, and just in an effort to sustain kind of a subtle quality to our practice, but continuing to manage like the container of how we breathe. There's two pranayams that really support this very well. We've done them some in the past. Dirga, Rechak, and Dirga, Purak pranayam. So Dirga, Rechak is extended exhalation. Imagine that. And so the practice speaks for itself mostly. Take a full yogic breath on an inhale and then slow the exhale down as long and as comfortable as possible. And again, it may take a little bit of courage to bottom out the breath, and then the nervous system can spin back up. Again, just be peaceful as you inhale as you can. So extended exhale, and when that inhale comes in, as the belly reinflates, let it have kind of a sustaining, peaceful quality as best you can. And then with your next exhalation, just complete the round that you're on. No hurries here. Just pivot back to normal breathing. And then we simply switch this out to Dirga Purak, as one might guess, extended inhalation. Extended inhalation. So using the full yogic breath, the belly, right, expands rib chest, slow inhale, normal exhale. So Dirga Purak Pranayam, extended inhalation. Normal exhale, extended inhale, Dirga Purak Pranayam. It's like you're just sipping one molecule of air at a time, practically. And then with your next exhalation, again, next exhale, just complete the round that you're on. And let the breathing cycle back to a more normal breath pattern. Make any adjustments to your seated position for further stability and comfort as we move into our meditation. A little bit of belly breathing. Let the nervous system again just kind of down regulate here. And one is first invited to draw the awareness actually above the head, a few inches, 6 inches or so above the top of the head. And in doing so, one may see or feel some recognition of that experience energetically. The key to the practice is just to sustain your awareness or your perception in this, if you will, this location or this realm, the loka above the head. Different things are operative here, but one suggestion would be to just imagine that the top of the head is actually opening, letting information and Shakti energy flow into the body, into the subtle realm. Again, sustaining the concentration here. And then if any thought patterning begins to appear, it's normal, of course. And let some of that vritis be echoed by Om here at the crown of the head. And then now gently release that and bring your awareness into Hridayam. We know this as the heart center, but its location is pretty specific. It's behind the bottom part of the sternum and about 3 finger widths deep inside the chest cavity, Hridayam. And again, allow for your Chitta, the individuated conscious field, the directed perception to sustain this location inside the body. Breathe into it. And then again, maybe notice how shallow the breath is. Hopefully. Very refined breathing now. Virtually indistinguishable. Echoing Om in the heart as thought pattern appears. It's linking the higher vision with intuition. It's Om in the mind. Om in the heart. And now gently release the mantra and kind of the directed concentration in the heart space, and then just feel into the sense of presence, into the sense of subtlety and refinement. The energy of peace. Ooh. Just noticing how how shallow your breath is, how subtle and refined it is. Breath and chitta. Where the breath goes, the mind will follow. Prana as a companion. Take a moment here and reflect back into your intention back into your sankalpa. And then we'll just gently, here, the Shruti box will gently chant the mantra of Om to seal our practice here. Just connecting to your breath. Sense of presence and ease. Again. And exhale your breathing completely. Take a nice big inhale here. Om. So bringing hands to prayer and just sharing the gratitude for your presence in your practice predominantly, and certainly, sharing that with me here and live streaming Illuminated Insight Yoga, the eternal union of the breath and the chitta, the breath and the mind, and to the practices of yoga. Namaste. Thank you, friends, for joining on the Super Tuesdays and Sadhana Tuesday. And it's always sends me also into another place. And Tammy, you're very welcome. And yeah, thanks for hanging with me. And a little Venmo thing out there. And find me, on Saturdays, if that's in your schedule too, of course. And just stay tuned. Maybe doing a full moon meditation tomorrow evening. And so I think that is on tap of my community in California is doing a ceremony in the morning to honor Babaji, Baba Hari Das, who's 2-year passing. And so be doing that tomorrow and probably meditating tomorrow night from Shivalaya. So, all right, friends, and love, peace, and extend your exhales. All right, namaste.